Hi, everybody. So, today I want to talk about a very mysterious, not mysterious, but almost mysterious element in our daily life or in our daily work life. I don't know about you, but my life is revolving around creativity. If I don't have that creative energy, if I wake up one day and I don't feel like energized or I don't feel excited about some ideas that is percolating in my head, I'm probably just gonna go back to sleep again. Because you know what? It's like, in my opinion, life is not enjoyable unless you have creativity, unless you have a head full of full of ideas. And okay, just a side note, my AC is a little bit noisy, so ignore that. It's like a rattling sound in the background. I don't know what it's doing, but yeah, that's a situation I need to tackle. But anyway, so what I was saying is that creativity is kind of like a central piece of my entire life. And if it doesn't exist, then I'm probably gonna suffer and be miserable for the entirety of the day. So I have to make sure that I am, refueling myself every single day, that I do talk to myself about it. I do sit down and write about certain ideas. Like the more you write about ideas, the more ideas will run into your brain. So it's a very positive reinforcement sort of cycle. You feel super, you feel like you're just running on clouds. That's how magical it is. And it sounds like woo-woo and stuff, but it is not. It's actually very real. Okay, it's very real. And it happens to be available to me. This sort of creative energy is only available to me whenever I am at least taking a little bit of time each day to be in total solitude. Like there's nobody around me, I am alone. There's no phone, there's no content to watch, there's nothing. Maybe books can also work, but in complete solitude, writing is the best tool that you can utilize in order for your brain to grow ideas. It's like a tree, the more you write, the more you water that tree, and the more it gives you fruits and stuff. So it's very vital for me to do that. And the way I do it currently, the routine that I am on, is to go up on the roof, because the roof is kind of my little groove in a way, my little nook, nook. I don't know if I can find any other name for it or word for it, but it's a very beautiful space that is only for myself and nobody actually goes there. So I am completely alone in solitude, and I do something bring my notebook with myself, and there's a pen with me, nothing else, just a notebook and a pen. And I start writing about whatever is coming through my mind. What am I suffering in the whole day? What is the issue? Sometimes there are so many problems, but just because you're not paying attention to them, you're probably not going to notice them, and you're not going to go about solving it just because you're not even aware of its existence. So being aware of your life and which part of it needs much more attention is very vital for your creative flow to flow in, because sometimes that creative flow is kind of blocked by a mental stigma, sort of I don't know, a belief system that should not be there, something that you think about yourself or about your life, or some sort of a strand of hopelessness maybe. It could be that you're upset about this event that happened a long time ago and it hasn't been resolved in your head, and you are holding on to it as if it's important, but it's no longer relevant. So you have to be able to bring your awareness to that specific problem and try to clear that out of your mind, wipe it out of your mind and focus on it as if you are controlling your brain, because you are you're in control of your brain and your mind. I mean, not your brain specifically. You can't control your physical body, but you can control your mind. And once you do that, you feel this invincibility, like nothing can hurt you anymore, because like whatever happens, you can solve it with your mind. I mean, nothing can upset you, and it would just like solve itself on its own. So it's very, like, I cannot emphasize this enough. I cannot stress this enough, because I think this is something that has been overlooked, and we need to actually take this and to be serious about this, actually. So what we need to do is to be able to like talk about these things with ourselves, which is like the way you do it is the best way you could do it is by writing it out, journaling, or you could record yourself and talk about whatever is happening to your mind. Like, what is bugging you right now? What is exactly, like, what's your worries? What are the fears that is running in the background of your mind, but you're not totally aware of it? But once you like look at it, you become much more clear on what's happening in your mind. So all of that should be like brought up and should be resurfaced in order to make it vanish. In order to obliterate it, you have to figure out what they are. And you can do that by articulating it and verbalizing it and trying to like figure out how to think clearly, because the best tool for thinking clearly is to articulate your thoughts and to be able to like put them in these organized and sort of like unit-based sort of thoughts. No, not thoughts, but words. Words are just so beautiful at capturing, so powerful at capturing your thoughts. And they do it in a very systematic way so that you become clear on what's happening, and it's no longer a foggy notion or a vague cloud of thoughts that is ruining your maybe creative energy, and it's like blocking your creative energy. It's no longer that sort of like vague and obscure sort of thing. It's not obstructing your creative flow anymore, because you have brought it out, because you have made it so clear and you've put it into very precise words. And that's the power of articulation and communication with yourself, because we overlook that part and we run into so many problems just because we don't even know what we're looking for. We don't even know what we're afraid of. We don't even know what we're running from. That's what not triggers me, but like it baffles me that we don't take this seriously. We don't try to like practice this as much as we should. It's very vital, but we ignore it. We think it's not necessary for us to talk to ourselves, like to actually write it all out and try to give it an outline so that it doesn't go all over the place and it doesn't ruin your mentality. And when you wake up, you know that clarity is going to be the destination. So like you wake up with a sense of hopefulness, and that sense of hopefulness is going to carry you through the entirety of the day, and it will give you so much energy that you will like feel like you're flying over the clouds. And that's exactly how I feel. So yeah. What else do I want to talk about? Oh yeah, the importance of going out and soaking in the sunshine or soaking in the sunlight, and trying to like make that a part of your routine, because earlier in the morning, if you do that, you're probably gonna like clock make your internal rhythm be clocked into the external rhythm of nature, which is like whenever the sun is out and shining, you're feeling much more awake, and when the sun goes down, your drowsiness is gonna come right up. Like that's how you're gonna go about adjusting your sleep schedule, because it's very hard for us to like stick to a specific sleep schedule, but it's very necessary because it's healthier if we had a very precise moment in each day to, like go to bed and also wake up. That if we're just clocked in that precisely, we're probably gonna get on with the day so much better, because we're not gonna feel that drowsiness, that foggy brain, and everything is gonna feel so much more clear. So why not? Like what's not to like about that? And also, what I figured is that I am so much more happier when I'm like going out in the sunshine earlier in the day, and I'm like, I feel so much more alive in a way. I don't even know if this is like, this is actually, I think it's related so much. I think it's so powerful to go out and like really make that sunshine seep into your skin, and like being able to feel alive, because if you look at the trees, they're always like getting the sunshine, and they're very lively and healthy and stuff, and we're part of nature as well, right? We are a part of it and we live in it, so we need that sort of stimulation as well, that sort of like, I don't know, feeling like lively in that vitamin D sort of thing. I don't know if that's even scientific, but let's put the scientific aside for a minute. Let's talk about what I mesh well with, because sometimes we just need to look at life in a very simplistic manner. And once you do that, you realize that wisdom is far more important than just scientific facts. Okay, I think that's it for today. And I also wanted to mention that I am reading this book called Martian, The Martian, or The Martian, I don't know. It's by Andy Weir, and it's great. You know what? It's not greater than the earlier book that I just read, which was called Project Hail Mary. It was great. I mean, I loved it. I enjoyed it. And I lived with it. Like I finished that in 4 days, and while I was at it, I feel like I was actually traveling into the space, because you put yourself into that story and you feel the vibration of it, mentally, and that's very, very, very healing. Especially for me, because like going out, like getting out of my job and like trying to take a breather was not met with success earlier, because like I felt like I was still burned out. I didn't know what to do. But then I figured if I were to like escape from this mentally, then I probably would be able to like tackle it in a more efficient way, an effective way. So yeah, that's why I'm trying to read more sci-fi. And that's it for today. Thank you pretty much for listening to me, and I'll see you next time, I guess. I don't want to, I don't want to sound like a crooked little knucklehead saying I see you. I don't see you, but I'll talk to you. That's what I meant. And you're probably gonna talk to me, because I would love for you to like comment your own thoughts on this. That would be lovely, but I don't really expect much, because I know I'm not being totally sane here. Whatever, dude, whatever. Thank you.